Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And with your permission, Mr. Speaker, I would like to answer these questions together with question 21 and 22. While the government sets the strategic direction for the Post Office, it allows the company the commercial freedom to deliver this strategy as an independent business. The 74 Crown branches are being franchised to WHSmiths on either site by relocating to a WHSmith stores. There is no reduction in the number of branches from the franchising with WHSmith.
Yeah, as a proud CW member and a postal worker, the Minister has said in her written answers to members of this House that the privatisation of post offices is a commercial decision for the Post Office Limited, and the Government only gives strategic direction. That said, the Post Office Limited have decided to privatise these Crown offices and is using tens of millions of public money to bankroll this process. This is a disgraceful situation, so can the Minister tell the House when this government will start exercising some basic financial oversight?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I am very sorry, but I'm going to have to entirely disagree with the honourable member. We have no programmes of closures. And it is the case that we, under Labour management of the Post Office, the network shrunk by 37%, which resulted in 7,000 closures. And actually, Mr. Speaker, I must highlight this, that in the first 5 years under Labour government, the Post Office went from being in profit to having losses of over £1 billion.
Wow. James Frith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's have another look at this, shall we? 74 of the public's post offices are being privatised without the permission of the public. WHSmith are already advertising minimum wage part-time roles to take over post office counters, whilst consultations for these jobs have yet to be completed. Can the Minister imagine what it must feel like to be under consultation for your job, facing possible redundancy, seeing it already advertised for someone else? Will you intervene, call this practice out as a matter of principle?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I must highlight that the honourable gentleman has no Crown post offices in his constituency. But franchising is part of measures to support the long-term sustainability of the 11,500 network of post offices that we have throughout this country to maintain that. But obviously, as I've already highlighted, there was reduction under the last Labour government, and we are committed to delivering on that franchise, committing for the post office and keeping those stores open.
Restrictive practices are preventing my constituent, Mr Avi Bungar, from providing various post office services because he runs a sub-post office. Why is the government giving big business, WHSmith, a sweetheart deal and preferential terms over sub-postmasters by allowing them Crown Post Office terms and preventing sub-post offices from having the same?
Mr. Speaker, I respect the honourable gentleman that he has had issues in his own constituency with particular post office, but to set off a long-term sustainability programme for the post office against potential postmasters is quite frankly wrong. And this is part of a sustainable programme, so we, this government, can keep the 11,500 network of post offices open and make sure that we also increase, via the post office, the pay that post office workers are entitled to, with longer hours, better locations, and making sure that post office workers earn more.